I want to get a little bit into the Sabres naming Rasmus Dahlin captain. We all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I know we didn't really talk about it much, but when Okposo got traded, there was rumblings about, all right, so the Sabres are going to have to name a new captain. Dahlin was the easy answer. He is a leader. He doesn't seem like that outgoing guy, but I've heard everybody and their mother saying he's one of the loudest guys in the locker room.
Yeah, I think he's found his voice over the last few years. He's definitely the kind of guy that can lead by example, too. I think he's the hardest working player on the Sabres, hands down. You know, I do really think he cares. He really wants to win here. I think he really likes being a Sabre. I think he's like everything you want out of a leader. You know, it wasn't like a situation where I think with Jack Eichel previously, where I think he was named captain too early. Not saying that he's not worthy of being a captain. I think the Sabres were kind of in a different spot, and you know, he was the face of their franchise. He was supposed to be like their franchise player, so they name him captain because you know that's typically what you do when you have a franchise type player. But with Dahlin, you know, he had an A for a couple years. You know, Kyle Poso was a good captain. Obviously, with him retiring and Gergensen's moving on to Tampa Bay, I think Dahlin was the easy choice for the captaincy. I think a little interesting to see they're having 4 assistants.
I was befuddled
Yeah.
when that happened.
I guess that should be seen as a good thing. You know, you have so many good leaders in the room. Like, you want to acknowledge all of them the best you can. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do rotations. I don't know if, like, 2 of them are going to be on away games and 2 of them are going to be
that's
home.
what's going to happen. So it was announced that it's going to be, I believe, Sammy and Thompson are going to be away, and then Tuck and Cousins are going to be home, which is kind of what we were speculating between me, you, and Chris, and that was the obvious choice because you can only have 2.
Yeah, I think like all 3 of us agreed that Cousins was probably going to get a letter,
Yeah.
and I think we were kind of Samuelson was not in that conversation for me.
No, he was not.
You know, good for him. I know the players love him in that room. So, yeah, but Tuck, you know, Thompson, you know, 2 of the guys that have been there a little bit longer, you know, because they are still a relatively young team, and the veterans they do have haven't been there very long.
When we were talking about Dahlin getting the C, we were like, okay, Dahlin's that guy getting the C. And then we're like, who's getting an A between Cousins, Tuck, and Thompson? And all 3 of them got it, and then you add in Samuelson, which, honestly, I'm okay with this, to be honest. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I haven't seen anybody, like, saying, what are the Sabres doing? Like, I mean, this is the first time I've seen this in my lifetime. I don't know if
back in the day, the Sabres used to rotate captains.
I remember that. I was very, very young, so it's vivid.
Yeah.
But I do remember hearing something.
I know, like, when Briere and Drury were in Buffalo, their last couple of years, they were both worthy of being captains, so they would just rotate the C.
I mean, it makes sense, though.
I mean, but Lindy, like, even after they left, other players wore the C on different nights.
I remember Pominville was the C at one point.
Pominville was the captain for a few years.
Yeah.
Brian Campbell wore it a little bit here and there, I think. at one point even Jochen Hesch was captain for a couple of games. So it seems like a Lindy Ruff thing to do. I mean, I don't think he's going to do that with captain. I think Dahlin's the set captain for that team.
Yeah, he is.
Makes a lot of sense. I think Dahlin, like I said, has grown a lot over the last few years. He had a rough start to his career. He was drafted in a really bad situation. Then the COVID year happened. Don Granato kind of pulled his career out of the gutter, and now he's finally living up to that hype that was coming out of the draft for him, like being a franchise-type defenseman player. I think he's like one of the top 5 defensemen in the league.
Did you say Dahlin's a top 5
Yeah.
in the league? I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
I think that Dahlin is borderline top 5. I will give you that.
I mean, one is obvious, Cale Makar.
Yeah. I think I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going off the top of my head right now. But I think Heiskanen is borderline top 5. Him and Dahlin are in the same tier.
Yeah, I think they're in the same conversation.
You have Yossi. You have Fox in the top 5.
I forgot about Fox.
Who else do you have? We're Quinn Hughes.
You're Quinn Hughes.
That's who it is. Who else?
Quinn Hughes has come a long way with his defensive game too. But I mean, I would say obviously number 1 is Cale Makar. Real Yossi, Victor Hedman belongs in that conversation too.
Hot take. I think so. The top 5 that we just named off, I think it's Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes in their own tier, and then it's Yossi. Who else did we name?
I would put Yossi above Hughes.
Really?
I think Yossi's a more complete defenseman.
I'm not going to go to evolving hockey for this.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to.
I mean, Quinn obviously is better offensively. He's probably Cale Makar, we can agree, is the most complete defenseman in the NHL. He could do everything.
So now,
I think Quinn was probably more offensive like capabilities than Yossi, but I think Yossi can do more of everything.
So right now, we're not going to take age into effect because Yossi's like 10 years older than
Is he
Quinn
that much
Hughes.
older?
Yossi's 35 years old.
I think Quinn Hughes is like he's
Quinn
not
Hughes
25.
is like 25.
He's not that young.
I'm going to look it up real quick. So you rather take Yossi right now than Quinn Hughes?
Oh, I mean, like right now, I probably took Quinn Hughes because he's younger. I mean, Yossi's probably got a few years
Yeah,
left.
Quinn Hughes is 24.
Okay, I didn't realize he was that young.
Honestly, I can see why. He's been in the league forever,
I mean,
feels like.
yeah. Did he come out as an 18-year-old?
Yes, he did.
Okay, yeah. It feels like he's been in the league for a long time. But I mean, you can't go wrong with either. I mean, they're both captains, so both good leaders. I mean, there's not really a wrong choice there between those two.
No, there isn't. So
they're both going to be Norris finalists almost every year. Quinn won last year. I don't believe Yossi's won a Norris yet.
Yossi has.
He has?
He
Okay.
had won it recently. I
Yeah.
think he won it the year before. He was either before Makar or after Makar.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think there's a wrong answer between Hughes
so then
and
you
Yossi.
you have that top tier that we listed.
Those are the
off.
top three. Like
Yes,
Makar,
like,
Hughes, Yossi. You can
I
pick
think
between
Makar
the
is certified one, and then if
Yeah.
you say Quinn or holy shit, Yossi 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be mad at you.
Yeah, I think those top three are pretty much
then-
unmovable.
What you have Fox of? Would you slide Fox 4?
I put Hedman at 4.
Really?
I think he's still great.
I listen. I love Hedman, but his defense took a huge hit last season.
I mean, look at what he's done over his whole career, though.
Over is a career that's different. He's in my top 5 easily, but if like we're heading into the season, I think Hedman's still top 10.
I don't know. I'd rather have Hedman than Fox. I'm gonna be honest with you.
There's different things that go into this because you have Hedman who he has the leadership, he has all the experience in the world, he has the offensive capabilities, but I think Adam Fox has the offensive and defensive capabilities.
So does Hedman. Hedman can be a shutdown defenseman.
Hedman can, but it's declining.
He's older.
I know.
Look how
but
many games he's played. He has 3.
He's played like 6 million games.
Okay.
I don't know the exact number, but if it's been over.
And how many he's played so many playoff games
And
too.
right, he has
been
3 cups.
Four
Right.
four Stanley Cup Finals in his career.
Yes.
So he's played. He has 2 cups.
No, Hedman has 3. Oh no, 2. Sorry, he's been to 4. He's 2. Jesus Christ.
They lost to
Yes.
Chicago.
They
beat Dallas.
They went 2-1.
Yeah, they beat Montreal, and then they lost to Colorado.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
that's
been to
my
4.
bad.
He's been
My
to 4
bad.
Cup Finals, 3 in a row. He's logged like. That's kind of the situation for the whole Tampa Bay team right now. Is like they're starting to get a little bit older, and like a lot of those players that were there, like when they won those cups and had those runs, like there's a lot of mileage on their bodies right now.
Like,
Same thing with Vasilevsky. Like he's played a lot of hockey, and he had a down year last year. It catches up to you.
It was expected too, especially like as a goalie, an older goalie at that, coming off a hip surgery and not getting any training camp or off season at all to fully prepare.
That was probably the most time he's had to rest too in years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was all expected he's just going to come back.
I think he'll be better this year.
He will be so much better.
Yeah, Team Tampa needs him to be better if they want to be competitive.